The US still does not test for this common harmful parasite during pregnancy. Imagine the shock of your baby being born with a swollen brain, blindness, and debilitating seizures. Now imagine learning that these devastating conditions could have been prevented if you took a simple test for the common parasite Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma can be picked up anywhere an infected cat has defecated, such as a litter box, sandbox, garden, or yard. Other routes of infection include consumption of contaminated water, undercooked meat, or shellfish. Most people experience mild illness and can get the infection under control. However, if contracted for the first time while pregnant, Toxoplasma can cross the placenta and cause spontaneous abortion or serious birth anomalies. Such mother-to-be transmission during pregnancy is called congenital toxoplasmosis. Up to 4,400 babies may be born with congenital toxoplasmosis in the US each year. As professor of microbiology, the writer says, at the Indiana University School of Medicine, I study the biology of Toxoplasma in my lab. Blood tests can monitor the amount of Toxoplasma antibodies in the patient, in the parent. Increases indicate an acute infection is taking place, putting the fetus at risk of congenital toxoplasmosis. However, promptly administering antiparasitic drugs to pregnant women who develop toxoplasmosis can help protect the fetus from the worst outcomes of congenital toxoplasmosis. Several nations, such as France and Austria, have been testing and treating toxoplasmosis during pregnancy for decades. Brazil recently started a similar program. However, Toxoplasma testing is not included in prenatal screening in the US. Why screen for toxoplasmosis during pregnancy? Toxoplasma is a widespread and stealthy infection. Over 40 million American adults are infected with the parasite, underscoring how easy it is to catch. And since the infection usually does not cause overt symptoms, many mothers of infected babies cannot recall when or how they became infected. Studies conducted in multiple countries have demonstrated the benefits of detecting and treating toxoplasmosis during pregnancy. The first randomized clinical trial assessing the efficacy and safety of a treatment to reduce toxoplasmosis transmission prenatally, Toxogest, published its findings in 2018, although the trial was halted due to lack of funding, results suggesting that treatment not only reduced infection transmission, but also decreased disease severity for breakthrough infections. A meta-analysis of 33 studies published from 2017 to 21 also found that pregnant women given the antibiotic spiramycin also showed significantly lower rates of parasite transmission to their unborn child compared to untreated mothers. For Dr. Jose Montoya, a toxoplasmosis researcher and clinician at the Remington Laboratory at Sutter Health, the value of screening is clear. He said in countries that perform prenatal screening for toxoplasmosis, the severity of congenital toxoplasmosis is far less than what is routinely observed in the US, he said. Congenital toxoplasmosis may be more common than believed. Some have argued that congenital toxoplasmosis is too rare to warrant prenatal testing, but the US currently screens for conditions that are even rarer than toxoplasmosis, such as phenylketonuria. And the incidence of congenital toxoplasmosis may also be underestimated. Currently, there are no national surveillance data on toxoplasmosis available, and it's not a nationally notifiable disease in the US. Since most states do not monitor or report this infection during pregnancy, researchers don't know how many miscarriages are caused by Toxoplasma or how many children suffer from the infection. A 2021 report by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention highlighted the shortcomings of toxoplasmosis surveillance in the US, stating that routine standardized testing during pregnancy would provide crucial data to evaluate the scope of this threat to babies. Additionally, it would inform researchers on the causes of the high rate of stillbirths in the US, which disproportionately affect Black women. Some researchers have warranted that Toxoplasma prevalence may rise with the popularity of free-range, organically raised foods and climate change. Free-range animals are more prone to pick up infectious Toxoplasma oocytes in outdoor pastures and water sources, which have a higher likelihood of being contaminated with cat feces. Warmer temperatures and more powerful storms due to climate change promote oocyst persistence and dissemination in the environment, for example, through increased soil erosion, polluting waterways. Additionally, reports of unusually virulent Toxoplasma strains migrating from South America may exacerbate the severity of congenital toxoplasmosis infections in the US. Costs of toxoplasmosis during pregnancy. This disease not only has a steep physical and emotional cost, but also an important economic one, said Dr. Rima McLeod, director of the Toxoplasmosis Center at University of Chicago. A study McLeod conducted in 2011 estimated that following France's prenatal screening and treatment model could save U.S. taxpayers $620 per child, or $2.5 billion annually. Researchers have also developed new technologies that reduce concerns about the testing costs. McLeod team developed an inexpensive finger prick test that detects Toxoplasma within 30 minutes. Other researchers have also developed a saliva-based test. How to avoid toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasma produces significant lifelong neurological and vision impairments in hundreds of babies born in the U.S. each year. Congenital toxoplasmosis can be largely mitigated with prenatal testing and treatment protocols that are safe and easy to perform. And those who conducted the Toxogest clinical trial did not incorporate the placebo control because it was deemed unethical not to monitor and treat congenital toxoplasmosis, Montoya said. But currently, pregnant people in the U.S. are being regulated into such a placebo group, denied simple low-cost procedures that could save their children from birth defects. Without systemic prenatal testing for congenital toxoplasmosis, the best that pregnant people can do is become vigilant to the risk factors, and those who are pregnant should avoid cleaning the litter box and other areas where cats may have defecated. Fruits and vegetables should be washed before consuming. Meat products should be cooked to proper temperature. This is from the conversation here under Creative Commons by Bill Sullivan, Professor of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Indiana University, on Science Alert. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.